right? It's like I get the gain reduction, but I still keep the character. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you 3 underrated plugins for vocal mixing that I believe you need to check out now. They're cost effective and they sound amazing. Let's get it. As always, if you're into mixing and mastering, definitely check the links below. Links to my brand new Mastering Like a Pro video course. If you want to upgrade your mastering game, get those solid sounds. If you don't like mastering in the box, you may want to try out LANDR's AI algorithm. You can check that out as well. LANDR is a platform where you can upload a track and then get a mastered track back within 5 minutes. It's absolutely amazing. Also check out links to my vocal mixing course and vocal recording course if you want to touch up on your vocal game. So with that being said, let's hop straight into it. Let's go. All right, so plugin number 1 is going to be the almighty Japanese Korg Mdex. Okay, for those who've been following the channel for a long time, I speak about this plugin once in a while, but it's time that we put some respect on its name, right? And let me tell you about this plugin. So as you can see, I actually have this plugin scattered all over my mix. Once in a while I just love to pull it up. It has a certain sound to it. Certain mixes just call for it. And if you're wondering what the sound of it is, think Japanese 80s, sound effects, right? Because this is essentially a module from the older Korg devices. You'd find these modules on a lot of their mixes, on some of their keyboards and modulators and things like that, right? And so this plugin comes absolutely packed with different sounds, right? Think those little digital boxes with a whole bunch of different presets on them. But because this is in the box, there's none of the, for example, I've got something like the Yamaha SPX, and you suffer from the fact that the A to D chips sound a bit cheap, so the reverbs don't sound that good. This is really everything that those boxes have and more. And it just has a HD sound, right? And as you can see, we've got, reverbs, right? For days, right? We've got delays for days, right? We have flanges, choruses, ensembles, all sorts of different effects, that just sound absolutely amazing. We have saturators, we've got compressors, analog limiters, right? We've got all these things, as you can see, we've got amp simulations, right? Distortions, doublers, right? EQs, just everything that you can think of, in this little module. As you can see, the graphic actually changes for the different types of presets. So as you can see, we've got an overdrive setting right here. And as you can see, the settings are different than, for example, this reverb right here, right? And then such is the same for the delay, right? I got this cool little stereo cross delay going on. And, we've got the feedback settings and all sorts of cool things going on. And all you really have to do is just blend the wet and dry, right? And there you go, you're good to go. It sounds absolutely amazing. For example, I've got this Japan comp, right? And it's essentially just a parallel compressor, but it just, it just sounds so amazing, right? So definitely check this out. This is the Korg Mdex. If I was to just play this real quick for you, let's just kind of pull that in. Right, just listen to how punchy that delay is, right? It just has such a hi-fi sound to it, right? If I just put it back where it was. As you can see, we've got this reverb right here. Right, just listen to that. You don't really get that in some of these newer plugins, right? It doesn't have that kind of nice animated clarity. And as you can see, I pull it in from time to time in the track, this distortion right here. Right, if I turn it off. Right, just like absolutely crazy sounds that we can mess around with, for example, this parallel compressor. Right, just has a sound to it, so definitely check it out. Amazing piece of tech. The next plugin we're going to be taking a look at is a compressor, and since Waves have been out for a really long time, they have so many plugins to choose from, so it gets quite hard to kind of pick. I've got the whole Waves Gold bundle, for example, so many compressors, right? But something I added onto my bundle was the DBX 160. Now, this is something that a lot of people just aren't using anymore, right? Because there's so many options out there, but I gotta give some love to the DBX. I actually have a DBX 165, which is using the similar or the same, I think, chips as the 160. It just has a few extra things going on. It has a threshold. It did always have a threshold, right? It's got the attack and release. That is what's different. I was trying to figure out what it was. Yeah, so the DBX 160 obviously has its fixed attack and release going on. I don't really know too much about the internals of this, but what I can tell you is that the DBX 160 sounds absolutely amazing on background vocals. It also sounds amazing on the main vocal. I highly recommend you try it out. Try the trick where you just touching the compressor. and you get a really cool result. But what I have going on right here is the background left and right channel are being compressed. Okay, so if you just pay attention, these two channels right here. Rockstar, bitch, think I'm Juice WRLD. Crabstar, bitch, think I'm Farai. Got fucked up that they all gone, yeah. Right, can you hear how organized the kind of background vocals are? All because of this compressor. Now, if I also turn this off, you can hear all that gain reduction is lost. Rockstar, bitch, think I'm Juice WRLD. Crabstar, bitch, think I'm Farai. Got fucked up that they all gone, yeah. But it's cool cause they're living in my songs, yeah. I'm just smoking green. I like her, she cook it clean. If the ops gon' pull up, she... You know, I don't know what it is, but it's like I can hear the background vocals, but I don't, you know, I get all that compression, but still with the attitude, you know, and that's what I really like about this plugin. So let me just play it here real quick. Rockstar, bitch, think I'm Juice WRLD. Right? Rockstar, bitch, think I'm Juice WRLD. Right? It's like I get the gain reduction, but I still keep the character, and then on top of that, I add a little bit of grit. Rockstar, bitch, think I'm Juice WRLD. And it's just like it explodes in a way that I really like, right? So there you go. This is the DBX 160. It's usually on sale from Waves. Mix that together with the SSL plugin, and you got that classic sound. So definitely check it out. All right, so the final piece of kit that I want to show you today is actually a stereo widener, and it's going to be the Air stereo width. Now, Air has an interesting kind of history. You know, for those who use Pro Tools, you'll know that a lot of the Air plugins actually come stock standard in Pro Tools. But from what I understand, a bunch of these plugins actually got, I don't know if it's discarded or discontinued with the newer versions of Pro Tools. I don't know if it started at Pro Tools, I don't know which one it would have been, maybe 19 or 20 or whatever. But basically what happened was that, you know, some of these plugins became available for VST suddenly out of nowhere, right? And so, you know, I saw this for sale, this pack for sale one day. If I just show you the Creative Air Suite, and I got all these plugins for $20, right? And, you know, since I'm a Pro Tools user, I was like, yeah, I definitely want to use this in a different DAW, right? But this Air width is something that I really like. And let me show you what it's doing, right? So I've got this doubler right here. Let's just solo that out real quick. Right, so it's kind of got this cool, you know, kind of spaced out, phasey sound. But once I turn the stereo width off, you'll hear all that wideness is gone. Right, it does something that I just can't get with any other stereo widener, and the reason for that is because I have all this kind of customizability, right? I can use the adjust mode, the comb mode, the phase mode, which I guess are different ways to do stereo widening. I just keep it in adjust mode, and then I kind of manipulate this process mode, which kind of allows me to choose, you know, as you can see, I'm emphasizing the mid-range wideness, I'm emphasizing the high end of wideness, and then I'm adding on this kind of interesting delay thing where I'm pretty sure it's delaying the left and right channel, and I get this even crazier kind of phased out sound. And then from there on out, I can then go absolutely crazy. This thing allows you to adjust all the way to 200%. I'm sure the mono mode of this doesn't sound too good. Let's put it in mono. Right, we still get that volume increase, so it's good with me. But yeah, this is a pretty simple and amazing plugin. I highly recommend you try it out on background vocals, put it on a doubler, something like that. You can even use this on your master track. Use it obviously very subtly. You may just want to turn this up to like 101, maybe on the highs 102, something like that. With the 101, you know, you get the idea. Definitely not the delay on master. But yeah, those are my 3 underrated vocal mixing plugins. Hopefully you pick them up, demo them, try them out, see if you like them or not. And as always, definitely check all links in the description. If you like the sound of this preset or this template and you're an FL Studio user, link will be in the description. As always, check out links to the brand new mastering course, vocal mixing course, and vocal recording course. And I'll check you out in the next one. Have a good one. Keep mixing, keep working. Peace out.